In this video, we're going to ask AI who is better, Messi or Ronaldo, the age-old question that will continue to divide football fans for generations to come and has done for the past 15 years. I've got my opinion and I'm sure you have got yours in the comments, but what does the best technology in the world have to say on the matter? I'm going to start by what I think needs to be considered in the argument: goals, assists, star power, influence, mastery, titles, etc. And then compare my answer and hopefully your answer in the comments to what AI thinks on the subject. But before we start, we need to ask, is comparing Messi and Ronaldo comparing like for like? Or is it more like comparing apples and oranges? Because to me, comparing these two is like reading a comic book. They're both geniuses in their own right, but they're at opposite ends of the spectrum. To me, Messi is the artist and Ronaldo is the relentless marauder. Messi is the Roger Federer and Ronaldo is Nadal. We're going to start with goals. Of course, two of the highest scoring, in fact, the highest scoring players of all time. There's a debate whether Pele scored more back in the day, but that's not the point of this video. But let's start with Ronaldo. To me, Ronaldo is the ultimate goal poacher, the ultimate goal scorer. Let's have a look at his stats. 850 career goals, and that is continuing to count as of today. He's officially the top scorer in the history of football. His ability to score in every way is what impresses me most. His adaptability. He can score with his head, his left foot, his right foot. He can score from anywhere on the pitch, and it doesn't necessarily matter what team he plays for. He always delivers goals. It also doesn't matter what league he plays in because he dominates that league every time. Now, Lionel Messi, on the other hand, has scored 800 career goals and counting, which is slightly fewer than Ronaldo. We are going to take a look at goals per game later on in the video to see who's got a better goal per game ratio. But on top stats alone, Ronaldo seems to be just ahead. But again, coming back to the artistry of football, which is what I appreciate most being an artist, as you can see behind me. When you compare Messi and Ronaldo's goals, they're not the same. Ronaldo can score from anywhere on the pitch and he can score at any moment. Messi will dribble past 10 players and then score. Messi will do it with a type of finesse. Like I said, you see Roger Federer with his backhand. It's a different type of quality that we're looking at. Messi's goals seem to whisper genius, whereas Ronaldo's goals seem to shout, "You're not stopping me." But statistically, 850 for Ronaldo and 800 for Messi. And like I said, we'll take a look at goals per game later on in the video. Next up, I want to take a look at assists because football isn't all about just goals, as we know. It's about creating goals and it's about, are you a team player? Looking at Messi, he's the ultimate playmaker and he's had over 350 career assists and counting. He continues to play, obviously, in the MLS. Looking at his vision, it's similar to his goals. You would look at them in awe. His ability to thread a ball 30 yards through the tightest of gaps was something that you'd stare at in an art gallery. And not only that, Messi can start an attack, build the attack, and then finish the attack all in one. But Cristiano Ronaldo, even though he's not known for assists, he actually surprised me. He's got 200 career assists and counting. I think his creator aspect is overshadowed massively by his goal scoring. His link-up play with Gareth Bale and Benzema at Madrid, of course, is one of the reasons why his assists are so high, because that was a system at Madrid. Even though he was the star player, that system at Madrid, they were all laying off with each other, and that's what padded Ronaldo's assists quite high. But the stats are overwhelming in terms of Messi's assists compared to Ronaldo's. And again, we can check assists per game, but I don't think with that big of a difference, there's going to be any difference, because I think Messi might have played less games than Ronaldo. So to be honest, I don't think anyone could argue that Messi is a better playmaker. And I think that's the argument you seem to get. You seem to get, oh, Messi is a better footballer, but Ronaldo is a better goal scorer. That seems to be the argument that everyone suggests. Messi for sure is 100% a better creator. Let's move on to another big factor in football, and this is something that I believe is overlooked a lot, and it's global stardom and popularity. It's something that we don't really want to consider when we're looking at the GOAT debate, and it's something that also does get overlooked. We seem to look at stats first, and then trophies second, and then stardom third. But I'm looking at stardom because that's the game we're in now. You know, it's how many followers you've got on social media. It's how marketable you are. It's how much revenue can you bring in for this football club. And we're only kidding ourselves if we say that that's not a factor when we sign these players. So let's take a look at followers globally. We've got Ronaldo, which he is the most followed person on Instagram with over 600 million followers, but Messi is close behind in 500. But Ronaldo has his fashion brands on the side, his CR7 brand, his luxury appeal that Ronaldo has got. Messi is more known to me anyway for, again, his artistry. He's known just for being the ultimate footballing genius, whereas Ronaldo is known for being more of a brand of determination and will and succeeding. So out of the two of them in terms of global stardom, I don't necessarily think that Ronaldo's popularity is in a way that makes him better than Messi. I just think more people know who he is because he's branded himself better. But what do you want to be known for as a footballer? Do you want to be known as the greatest footballer of all time? Or do you want to be known as the best brand in football? I can't really pick a winner in this category in terms of global stardom. Sheer reach, it's Ronaldo. But in terms of stardom tied to image as a footballer, it's Messi. So you let me know in the comments who you think wins the global stardom category. Because for me, I cannot pick a winner. And again, it's reach versus admiration. Which one would you rather have? We've got goals per game next. And I think this is a really important stat, because I always see Ronaldo as a better goal scorer than Messi, but that's just because he's got more goals and he can score more of a variation of goals, I would say. For some reason, I've got this feeling that if I was in the Champions League final and I needed a winner, I'd pick Ronaldo, but I don't know why I think that. I think maybe because he's won more Champions Leagues. I think that's the only reason why. But looking at goals per game, it shows how effective you are in terms of efficiency. If you play 100 games and I play 2 games, you're going to score more goals than me. So looking at goals as a top line number and differentiator in this argument is a bit silly. Ronaldo's career goals per game ratio sits at 0.72 goals per game. An incredible statistic, given the number of games across multiple leagues, multiple national Champions League leagues, cup games. It's incredible to have that goals per game ratio. Messi's goal per game ratio is 0.79 goals per game. So despite playing fewer games than Ronaldo, Messi's managed to keep his scoring rate higher, which is interesting because, again, I thought that I would prefer Ronaldo as a goal scorer, but maybe that's just because of what it looks like on the surface. The better goals per game ratio is Messi, 0.79 to 0.72. One thing that's always annoyed me when comparing players is that people seem to think that if you win a big trophy, you're a better player, which sort of can work in an argument, but the argument seems to fall apart when you look at strikers who've won the Champions League, for example. Ronaldo Nazario never won the Champions League, but Milan Barros for Liverpool in 2005 did win the Champions League. So that doesn't make Barros a better striker than Ronaldo Nazario. So we've got to be careful when we compare in this aspect. Trophies and honours, I'm going to take a look at the stats. Cristiano Ronaldo has got over 30 major titles, including UEFA Champions League trophies. He won 5 of them. League titles in England, Spain, Italy, and a European Championship with Portugal. His Champions League dominance is, we don't even need to go into it. I've been on the receiving end of it twice, and I don't even want to think about that. But he's the competition's all-time top goal scorer. Let's be honest, ultimate performer in the Champions League as well. So 30 major titles for Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got 5 Ballon d'Ors as well to add on top of that. Again, stats that we probably will never see again. But then we look at Lionel Messi, 40 major titles rather than 30, which is 10 more than Ronaldo. However, a lot of them are from Spain because he spent his whole career in pretty much one league. He won a couple in France with PSG. I think he will win more in the MLS as well. He won 4 Champions League titles instead of Ronaldo's 5, which is still pretty close. And of course, the most important and potentially divisive factor is that in 2022, Messi lifted his long-awaited World Cup, which Ronaldo has never done. And this seems to be the deciding factor for many fans, that Messi has won the World Cup, so he's better. That's why people used to say Maradona was still better than Messi. Pele, he's won 3 World Cups. and going back to Ronaldo and Nazario, this is a huge, huge statement in this argument and potentially a decider. A lot of people do believe that Messi ended the debate once and for all when he won that World Cup. Ronaldo obviously edges it in terms of Champions Leagues. Messi's World Cup and also Messi's 8 Ballon d'Ors to Ronaldo's 5 do play a large factor. I don't want to take the shine off Ronaldo. It seems that Messi has won this overwhelmingly for me. We're going to see what ChatGPT says in just a sec. But before we do ask ChatGPT, once again, I don't really like to definitively pick a winner because I obviously like to appreciate both. You can't have a yin without a yang, and Ronaldo is the yin to Messi's yang, or vice versa. Ronaldo is the Nadal to Messi's Federer. There's always these two sides of the same coin, the geniuses that are at opposite ends in terms of skill, in terms of identity, in terms of the way they play, in terms of attitude, in terms of temperance. They're just completely different. Like I said, I'm just extremely grateful I got to witness both of them their whole careers, and so should everyone watching this video as well. So let's get to the point of the video and let's see who AI decides is the greatest footballer of all time and who is better between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. But before we do, I have got over 200 phone wallpapers on my website that I have created by hand that you can download for free, including Messi and Ronaldo on many occasions. If you want to check them out, hit the link in the description below and you'll see them on screen. I'll pop them up for you so you can take a look at them. And once again, they're completely free to download. So let's see what ChatGPT has got to say. Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? Consider titles, skill, artistry, goals, assists, popularity, admiration, etc. and give me a final answer to settle the debate. Right, here we go. Titles and achievements. Messi boasts more trophies, 46 to 35, and that was different from my research. And leads in Ballon d'Or wins 8 to 5. He also secured the World Cup, a prestigious international triumph, elevating his GOAT status. Ronaldo holds more Champions League wins, 5 to 4, but Messi still dominates that competition overall. Messi, for sheer volume of global success, is the answer there. Goals and assists. Ronaldo has a higher total goals tally. Reports vary from 937 to 940 versus Messi's 865 to 877. Messi's assists clearly leads, with reports citing 384 to Ronaldo's 257. Efficiency, Messi contributes more effectively with better per game and minutes per goal. Minutes per goal is an interesting one. I didn't think of that. Minutes per goal. And also, what we should have looked at is on target versus non-on target. So how many shots per goal, if that makes sense, because you could shoot 10 times and score 10 times, which is going to be better than someone who shoots 10 times and scores once. 1 goal or assist every 72 games for every 72 minutes for Messi versus Ronaldo's 88-minute goal involvement since 2000. Messi leads in 743 in 578 games. Ronaldo follows with 646 goal involvement. So goals and assists, skill and productivity. Messi overall again. Ronaldo leads in raw goal count though because he's played more games. Artistry and style. Messi is renowned for sublime dribbling, vision, creativity, playmaking, often described and redefined as modern soccer. And Ronaldo celebrated for his physical prowess, aerial ability, adaptability. This is what I was saying before, artistry versus marauder. Virtually a tie in terms of style. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Popularity and admiration. Both players commanded enormous global followings, 630 million to 500 million. Messi often fares better in fan favourability polls, admired for humility and artistry, whereas Ronaldo's brand is built on charisma and athletic perfection. Slightly lean towards Messi in genuine admiration, but Ronaldo has better reach, exactly what we said. Fan sentiment from social media. This is a good stat that I didn't look at. Messi's ratio 0.8 is better than Ronaldo's 0.73. Messi needs fewer shots, 4 to score, than Ronaldo. That's what I was saying before. So there's the stat that ChatGPT's considered before I got the chance to. So 4 shots that Messi shoots, he scores, whereas Ronaldo needs 6 shots to score. Messi is the better goal scorer, going off that stat alone. Messi's ball control and artistry are often praised over more mere athleticism. Lionel Messi edges ahead overall. Here's why. He maintains exceptional efficiency and balance between goals and assists. He boasts more trophies and individual awards. His World Cup win gives him unmatched international legacy. He's widely revered for his artistry, humility, and sheer beauty. That's what it is, beauty to play the game. That said, Cristiano Ronaldo remains a force of nature, figure of elite, goal scorer, athletic marvel, global icon. Bottom line, if you value team success, creative brilliance, elegance, and well-rounded impact, Messi is your man. If you celebrate sustained physical dominance, goal scoring excellence, and sheer versatility, Ronaldo remains unmatched. But overall, considering titles, Messi holds a narrow but meaningful edge. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below who you think is the best. Obviously, we've got different opinions. And once again, check out those foam wallpapers. And if you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy this video that I did last week as well, breaking down Ronaldo Nazario with AI. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week in the next video. Nice one.